Hello guys, I'm Swastik Sharma and today I will be talking about MIT App Inventor and also if you should be using it to develop your own mobile applications. So let's go. So there is a professor at MIT called Harold Abelson and he used to teach mobile computing to the students of MIT back in 2007. So mobile computing back then was a very serious job. It required an investment of both time and money, a lot of time and money. And back then money was more valuable. So Harold decided to go to Google Labs to do some collaborative learning. When he was doing the collaborative learning, he came up with an idea to develop an app interface, an application interface, an interface that could develop applications, mobile applications. And those mobile applications could be developed so easily that even a child could learn developing mobile applications in just an hour. So that idea led him to develop App Inventor along with the developers at Google Labs. And that App Inventor was owned by Google first, but later it was handed over to MIT, where the students and faculties of MIT worked together to provide updates to App Inventor. And right now in 2020, it's called App Inventor 2. So whenever you are developing any kind of application, your application undergoes two stages. The first one is designing and the second one is programming. In the designing phase, you decide what components do you need, what UI components do you need, and what sensors you need. So when you have decided that, you move on to the programming phase. In the programming phase, you decide what tasks you need to perform using those components and what logic you will use to perform those tasks and to complete them successfully. So that is very important in the programming phase. So I'll go first with the designing phase and how it's used in the App Inventor. So for the designing stage of an application, App Inventor provides you with a designer in which you can drag and drop user interface components, other components, and your sensors. And it's so easy to use that you can use their editor to edit the values of all the components. So the second stage, which is the programming stage. In this stage, you decide what logic you will use to perform certain tasks in your application. And App Inventor provides you with a programming interface. You drag and drop various blocks into your application. Those blocks will be used to program your application. And those blocks are so simple to understand that even children can program their applications very easily. So those blocks are dragged into your application and those blocks can be variables, conditions or loops. They are very simple to understand. They are basic programming concepts and you don't need to learn any kind of syntaxes. That's the best part. You don't need to learn any syntaxes. With other programming languages, you need to learn their syntaxes and you need to learn how to deal with those errors that you normally get while programming your application using other softwares. So in App Inventor, you usually don't get any kind of errors because you are not dealing with any kind of syntaxes or other programming concepts. Here you only drag and drop the blocks. So that's very good. Once you get your APK file, you have to sign your APK file in order to upload it on the Play Store. And by signing, I mean that you perform a digital signature of your own organization or company that you will be using to upload on the Play Store. That digital signature helps Play Store identify that it's your own application. And you can do that with App Inventor APK files. So that's good. Now that we know so much about App Inventor, let's move on to discussing the advantages and disadvantages of it. And App Inventor has three main advantages. The first one is that it's free of cost. So anything that you build on App Inventor will be completely yours. And App Inventor would not take any kind of royalty charges or membership fees while you are developing your application. The second one is that it's easy to use. As we discussed before, everything is drag and drop and it makes everything easy to use and understand. You can develop your own application within an hour. The third one is that you don't need to deal with many errors that you normally get while developing your application using Android Studio. You get thousands of errors together and that's very stressful. You have to deal with all of those. Moving on to the disadvantages, the first disadvantage of App Inventor is that you don't get a lot of customizations, but that normally occurs with any kind of software that's easy to use. The second disadvantage is that you don't get to use user interface frameworks like Flutter. So you will have to use the HTML UI components that are shipped by default in App Inventor. Now the main question, can you use App Inventor to deploy your own applications in the real world? Of course you can, but you need to know that your application won't look as beautiful as the applications that are built on Android Studio or other development platforms. You will need to know that. And also, if you don't have enough programming knowledge, then you can use App Inventor to learn different concepts of programming without having to encounter errors. So you can use App Inventor as an entry gate into the world of programming. And trust me, programming is beautiful. The two main alternatives to App Inventor are Thunkable and Codular. And these two are very powerful drag and drop app development websites as well. So I suggest you to check them out. You know so much about App Inventor now. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel for more informative content that we will be uploading in the future. Thank you.